So while I've sent them a thing for the time being, we did get a challenge to teach everybody how to write a cover letter, wrong answers only. So one wrong answer from everybody in the room, and then that will maybe spur a little discussion as well. So Paul, give us a wrong answer for how to write a cover letter.
What you want to do with your cover letter is you've got to attract, you want the person who's doing the cover lettering, or who's going through all the things, has gone, has seen hundreds and hundreds of cover letters.
Yes.
So you want to make sure that you catch their eye. So what you want to do is you've got your resume and your cover letter in an envelope, and then what you want to do is just put a handful of glitter in the envelope as well, so that when they pull out your cover letter, it'll glitter.
Yeah.
It'll sparkle, and they'll be like, and they will remember you.
It's funny because I'm taking a professional communications class right now, and actually last week we had a guest speaker come in from the library department, and she did talk a lot about feelings of rage associated with specific cover letter styles.
Oh.
So I think it's really, I think what you said there is really important. It's important to be memorable.
Yeah.
I was going to suggest that, quite frankly, everyone likes cake, but you can't mail cake to people.
Why not?
Until now.
But
Fondant's pretty flat.
Well, yeah, it is flat, but it's still too thick. And everyone loves icing. That's the best part of a cake.
Absolutely.
But again, icing is too wet. So what you got to do is just fill that envelope with just a little dusting of icing sugar along with your letter, and that tells them that you love them.
Mm-hmm. Or send them a complimentary baggie of, or fill it with complimentary toner.
Yeah.
I'm also a big fan of highly readable fonts like Comic Sans.
Exactly.
The larger the better, really.
Comic Papyrus.
You should also...
just like my technical writings teacher actually really did.
Andrew, do you have a piece of advice?
Ooh, I feel like for a cover letter, it's really important for you to give as much information as possible. So, like, you want to keep your resume 1, maybe 2 pages at most, but like cover letter, you want to give them the whole story. You don't want to have to retell everything in the interview.
Mm-hmm.
So be as detailed as you can. Ideally get it professionally bound if you can before you mail it. But like,
yeah, don't
speaking.
your own stuff.
Actually, is anybody else in the room an actual hiring manager? Okay, cool.
I will be in a week.
I don't like take points off for only having stapled it, but it sticks in my mind if you didn't bother to get it bound.
Neat.
So
at the very least, ring bind it.
Oh yeah, like ring bind it better than staples. I'll accept that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How many volumes would you suggest it should be? What's the ideal number?
And do you include appendices in that number?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I tend to skip over the appendices. The ideal number of volumes for a cover letter is 3, but it really depends on how long your personal story is.
And the headshot has to be the first page.
Yeah.
Would you look down on me if I submitted mine, but it was ghostwritten by somebody on Fiverr?
Yeah, you should pay them at least $20.
I wouldn't be able to tell.
That's fair.
I mean, 3 volumes. J.R.R. Tolkien did a very good cover letter in 3 volumes.
True.
So,
And then once you get through that, at the very end, there's that 1-pager resume.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
What you've been building up to.
Yeah.
And that's how I got hired as a linguist.
Yeah.
Matthews.
So, if I recall, we actually talked about this a little bit last night. You want to really start with something very, grabs their attention, doesn't let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that your first line is, I have your family.
Yeah, you don't want to bury that lead.
Yeah.
Reading.
yeah. P.S. I have your family. Just doesn't
No,
work
and
at
remember,
the very
again,
bottom.
use a large, non-serif font
Yeah.
from the magazine
Yeah.
or newspaper
Yeah.
title
Spring,
page.
spring for color, when you're printing it, maybe get it rhizo printed, so it's that really eye-catching fuchsia and the blue.
Is there ricin printed?
No, I think that was what you suggested.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want to step on your toes there.
One font?
Well, large fonts in general, like You
You want
want
to
use,
change the font to emphasize certain words.
Yeah.
You know, you want to call attention.
yeah.
Corey,
I've been riffing with everyone else.
great. We'll move on.
Thank
Julie, do you have a piece of advice for writing a cover letter? Wrong answers only.
Well, you mentioned the headshot, Corey, but what about the full body shot?
What
don't wanna
about
give-
feet?
No secrets.
I think it's really important to show feet personally, but I understand that can vary by workplace and industry.
It might affect your salary.
Maybe boudoir shot, if you can afford it.
Yeah.
Dress for the job you want. That's how, or
Tasteful nudes.
or undress for the job you want.
Or, again, when we're back on cake, print them on that edible icing, then you've got tasty nudes.
Erotic cakes. It's a way
This
to
could
apply for
make
jobs.
Andrew's job as a hiring manager even better.
I can't wait to
like-
see what we're gonna get for next year's Desert Bus volunteers.
Before I went back to school, I actually got my last job by sending the hiring manager a pair of tits molded out of Rice Krispie squares.
It's a very small resume.
Swedish berry nipples?
But like, I'm
So I got 2 bullet points.
Pasties made out of Twizzlers.
Yes.
I'm super cracking up here because I was initially thinking about goofing on this in a business day job sense, and then once Julie started her bit, I was like, oh right. I hired a bunch of people for the burlesque festival. They didn't submit the mostly nude pictures of themselves with their resumes, but they were definitely part of their Instagram accounts that we use to communicate. It's just kind of like that in that industry. I was like, oh right, that's real.
Max, do you have a piece of advice at all?
No, I think I covered it with the
All right.
large
I
stuff
feel like,
fonts,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
which again was to break kayfabe slightly, literally what my technical writing teacher did.
Yeah.
In the computer lab, she printed everything in 15-point bold Comic Sans.
Wow.
The larger the font, the better. If you can go do it like one letter on each page, that's perfect for readability.
So basically what you're saying is you want to print out your resume in print shop for the Apple II.
Yeah, as a banner.
Banner form.
Ideally on paper, on a printer that has the
Tractor
like
feed?
spokes
Yeah.
on those sides. Yeah.
I also recommend highly unusual paper sizing. Just really stand out on, just go that extra little.
Like
Oh,
A2.
Yeah.
E4.
I have,
Yeah.
I have access to one of those 48-inch printers.
Yeah,
Yes.
that, and then like 4 inches wide.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, print your cover letter in one line.
Oh.
So, so it looks like a menu in a very fancy restaurant.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or a CVS receipt.
There you go.
print it only on thermal paper. Yeah, that's
Hey,
good.
yeah.
Because then when it like after a week or two of them not calling you back, it fades away, like
Yeah.
their memory of you.
And then you
Then
can try
free
again.
paper.
Exactly. If they put you on a short list to not hire, then yeah, it's like it'll just disappear and they won't know that you're already in the system.
Or print it in milk or that citrus juice, lemons.
Yes, I was gonna say in fact that
A fun game.
yeah, everyone really enjoys like the blockbuster hit for the Nintendo Entertainment System Star Tropics, and a major part of that game was having to uncover the invisible ink, the
Ink in
invisible
this
letter.
manual.
I did
Yeah.
write that from Blockbuster and not be able to finish the game because I didn't get the manual I could put in the oven.
So
Sidebar.
So they're
Star
like-
Tropics is amazing.
So they pull out your cover letter and it's just a blank piece of paper.
half of it's missing, and they have to figure out how to get the other half to appear. I love it when people give me a lot of work to do while I'm trying to do something else.
Not as a hiring manager, but I got a wedding invitation once that was like, you have to solve this mystery to figure out where the wedding is.
You know what's stupid about your wedding?
It was a painting, a literal framed painting. That had a bunch of stuff built into the back, and then I had to go and look up a whole bunch of others. Like,
Which is
So
awesome.
you're like, I don't really
Yeah.
like these people that much. I'm not going to involve.
I
solve
love
this.
these people. Their wedding invitations were paintings.
I know, it's like that's the thing. You get a wedding for it's like I only kind of like know these people
Yeah.
as friends of friends. I don't think I'm gonna
Yeah.
solve this.
My response to that is like you figure it out, you go to the wedding, and then you leave them like on the table. They have a card, and when they open it, it's a series of riddles that tells them where their actual gift is.
Yep.
I'd like to springboard off of Ian's lemon juice idea, if I may.
Please.
Write the pertinent information in sugar water and leave it just outside the business so that it attracts ants specifically where the writing is.
Yes.
Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
That
Delegate.
That shows how good of a manager you are.